service line in a long time as a hit comes, and it should stay in bounds, and it does.
To serve, dug out by Bishop. This to the middle, and slamming one home.
Serves over, dug out by Brodzinski. Jones now an attack by Dylan Miller, killed good.
And free ball to the crossover. Eilertson will get the pass for Hawley, set up left side. Rusted down with the kill.
Set it up, Bostena left side. Big kill blocked at the net. Kept alive by the Greyhounds.
So Jones setting across court. Here's Sip with a right-handed kill. The attempt is in.
Better serve goes to Kiera Johnson, a libero, but mishandles it. It's an ace.
Jensen Richmond to Crockett. Crockett able to get it over. This one comes to the middle again. Culp gets the kill.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Saturday morning from West Fargo High School. It's the final day of the 2022 Eastern Dakota Conference Volleyball Tournament here on yourliveevent.com. Today it's one of three matches. The first state qualifying match features the Fargo South Bruins against the Fargo Davies Eagles. Our next match at 1 o'clock will also be a state qualifier between the Grand Forks Red River Rough Runners and the Fargo North Spartans in the EDC Championship. These two teams have already punched a spot at state. It'll be West Fargo Cheyenne, the number 1 overall seed in this tournament, going up against the number 3 seed, and the home court advantage a little bit here for the West Fargo Packers as well, hosting this year for the EDC Volleyball Tournament. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes. Joe Morgan will be joining our broadcast throughout the day, as well as 2 tickets in the first 2 matches will be clinched. Well, 2 teams will have their season come to an end. For the Fargo Davies Eagles, the number 5 seed here in this tournament, 19 wins, 14 losses, head coached by Carolyn Olson here. They won 5 of their last 7 matches. They swept Devils Lake in a play-in. They took care of Horace yesterday in the consolation semifinals, and then they lost to North in the quarterfinals after sweeping Horace in the consolation semi. So it's been a win, loss, and win so far in the EDC tournament for Fargo Davies. The Eagles have made it to state 10 consecutive seasons. On the opposite side for the Fargo South Bruins, 25 wins, 8 losses. Peyton Wangleichner here for the Fargo South Bruins, the head coach. And Fargo South has won 9 out of 11 matches, including a 6-match winning streak that was snapped after a loss against West Fargo yesterday in the semifinals. The Bruins got here with the sweep of Shanley in the quarters. They earned a bye in the play-in and then lost in 4 sets again yesterday against West Fargo. This season, South won the only meeting against Fargo Davies back on September the 27th, and that was a 26-28, 25-9, 22-25, 25-22, and 15-3 win for the Fargo South Bruins. Fargo South last state tournament appearance came in 2014. So you got a team who has made it 10 consecutive years against a team. It's been since 2014 in our next match with Grand Forks Red River and the Fargo North Spartans. North looking for their first state tournament appearance since 2011, while Red River, they're looking for their first since 2016. And then in our championship match coming up later today here on Your Live Event, the West Fargo Packers, well, they're looking for their 3rd straight EDC championship and their 5th in the last 6 seasons from a volleyball standpoint. Cheyenne just playing in their 2nd overall EDC tournament championship match, and they're looking for their first EDC volleyball tournament title later today. So that's what's at stake here in the EDC. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll dive into our Coach's Corner. Also take a look at other area scores from the West that happened yesterday, what's at stake here later today out in Dickinson, and also the State B Volleyball Tournament. The top seeds, the top 5, and the matchups are ready for the quarterfinals next Thursday. That's all still to come here from West Fargo. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament state qualifying match 1 of 2, and then we'll get to the EDC Championship. Our Coach's Corner is next. We'll hear from Fargo South head coach Peyton Wangleichner first, and then also Carolyn Olson coming up in a little bit ahead of the first serve. And the starting lineups today from West Fargo, it's the EDC Volleyball Tournament on yourliveevent.com.
Two Communications has been connecting people and businesses to the world through internet, telephone, and TV. And as your needs have changed, so has 702. Our dedication to our community and customers runs deep. So when you call, we listen. And you can trust that we'll never stop working to bring the latest technology to our friends and neighbors. thank you for 20 years in business. The best is yet to come.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
The Fargo South Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Fargo South activities. They're grateful for the current corporate sponsors, Gate City Bank, Craftwell, Midco, and First International Bank, for their continued support. The mission of the Bruin Booster Club is to support students' ability to participate in all kinds of South High activities, while promoting school spirit, encouraging parent and community support for the Bruins. There's still time to become a member. Check them out on Facebook or search the Fargo South homepage for more information.
As we continue on our pregame show here for the EDC Volleyball Tournament State Qualifying match between the Fargo South Bruins and the Fargo Davies Eagles, with us now is Peyton Wingleitner here from the Fargo South Bruins. And Peyton, for you guys, you've been here before to the state qualifying match. It's right away here on this Saturday morning. What have you liked from your team in this EDC tournament so far to get you to this opportunity here at a state qualifier and a chance to get to Bismarck next week?
Yeah, absolutely. For the most part, the team has been playing pretty consistent. We're mixing up our shots from an offensive standpoint, but today we hope to mix up those shots in the front row even a little bit better. And today we're going to really focus our defense on just squaring up and sealing that block up for our defense today, just to have a more consistent game all around.
For someone who maybe sees volleyball just as a casual fan, and all of a sudden you hear coaches say use the block or seal the block, what does that mean at the net when you can take maybe a line shot away or take a cross-court shot away? What do you want as a coaching perspective here, speaking about those blocks at the net?
Yeah, absolutely. You can be in a perimeter defense or a rotational defense is what it's called, and everybody adjusts. We adjust on the fly depending on which hitters are in the front row at what time, but the EDC has a lot of powerful hitters, so sealing the block is just essential, because if you're even off slightly, they're going to use your block, they're going to power tip off your block, they're just going to use it to essentially tinker, and that's when you see that ball kind of deflect off the block and go out of bounds. They're smart players in the EDC, and they know how to do it, so it's very essential to be still when we're going up in our block and just hold tight and penetrate over the net and hope for the best, right? You
mentioned about some good hitters, and Fargo Davies has a couple here as well with Seiler and Lockway, particularly outside, inside. So from a coaching perspective, you get to this time of the year, you know everyone, as you mentioned, is going to have some quality athletes on the opposite side of the net, but is it more about the style of your play, minimizing mistakes, or is it knowing where those hitters are from your defensive or from Fargo Davies' point of view?
Yeah, we're going to do our best to damper those two. It seems like those two are what led the team yesterday, so we're going to try to minimize the damage that they do on their side. But again, it's kind of going back to just us focusing on our game, focusing on our consistent play, focusing on what we can do, because we believe if we can just do what we can do and play how we're going to play, we hope to be in that next round. So. And
talking with some particular athletes here, again, Emma Dalby, over 1,000 career kills. I know even yesterday and throughout the season, doesn't matter if it's back row, doesn't matter if it's middle, outside, she's finding ways to attack that volleyball. What has she meant to this program, and particularly here throughout her senior season?
Right. She's a threat all across the front row, and like you said, back row too. So she just helps us keep our offensive variety, and when somebody's struggling, she just steps in to pick it up right away. So she just got her 1,000 kills last night. So big career milestone for her, but again, she just adds variety to our offensive gameplay.
Final thing for you, Peyton, ultimately, what are some traits that got you to this point, and what are some traits that you want to see from your team here on the court against Fargo Davies to try to get yourself to the capital city next Thursday?
Right. We just have to expect it to be hard. They have to be resilient. They have to be ready to play. When you get to the EDCs, it doesn't matter your seed. It's anybody's game, and it's who's going to show up and be resilient and play that most consistent volleyball game. So just have to keep our heads down and keep plowing forward at this point.
Peyton, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here against Fargo Davies.
Thank you.
We'll continue on our Coach's Corner after this.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney Wing in the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah, Melody, and staff are proud to promote the local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Check out Mindak Market this holiday season to find the perfect stocking stuffers and samples of ready-to-go collections to ship. Stop by the store or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
I'm Carrie Hepper. Rodeo takes confidence. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
As we continue here on our pregame show from West Fargo High School EDC Volleyball Tournament, the Fargo Davies Eagles and the Fargo South Bruins in a state qualifying match here at West Fargo High School. Carolyn Olson with us here from Fargo Davies. And first and foremost, congratulations to get to a state qualifier. It's been a very scrappy season throughout this year in the EDC, but more importantly, for your team to earn a win yesterday. Leah Lockway just really jumped off the page, whether it was aces, whether it was blocks, whether it was kills at the net. What did you like from your junior middle hitter's performance yesterday?
You know, she's been strong all season long, and her confidence has just continued to grow throughout the season. And she had a really fantastic practice earlier this week, and we just, you know, kind of challenged her to kind of harness that and to bring it into this weekend and see what she can do here. But she's a pretty good hitter in that she can put the ball away and she doesn't make a ton of errors for us. So. All good stuff at this time of year.
It's really good stuff, and once you get to this time of the season, it's cold outside, which means we got to be getting closer to state volleyball, but more importantly, you're in a state qualifying match here. You only played Fargo South, though, once this season. It went to a 5-setter. It was a barn burner at Davies in September. How much do you take away from that match, even though that feels probably like 2 years ago instead of a month and a half ago here, Carolyn?
You know, it does feel like it's been a long time. You know, it was a super competitive match, and we really felt like it could have gone either way, and we really kind of felt like we dropped the ball on it and didn't put it away when we had the opportunity to. So, you know, going in today, we're expecting nothing less than what we had earlier this season, and, you know, a lot has changed for us since we last played them, and I'm sure that they've come a long way since that point, too. So it should be really good volleyball this morning for two teams fighting for state berth. So,
and you mentioned about a state berth. Ultimately, from your point of view, what are some traits that have gotten Fargo Davies to this point again of the season? I know we mentioned it earlier, whether it's been sickness or maybe just battling some injuries. Every season kind of takes a toll of its own from a coaching point of view and everything. But for your team to play well here through this volleyball match, what does Fargo Davies need to do well from your side of the net?
You know, we need to stay healthy for one. But we just need to be able to control ourselves on our side. And for us, it's more of a mental game than it is a physical game right now. And us just being confident and believing in ourselves and in each other out on the courts. And, you know, I think if we can do that today, I think that we can have success.
Final thing for you, talking about an underclassman, Fallon Paginante, how have you just continue to see her kind of grow a little bit in her role throughout this season a little bit, getting some more opportunities as the season's progressed?
You know, Fallon is just an awesome athlete, and she's a kid who's really steady, and you know, you're not going to see her look any different than when she's excited and when she's, you know, terrified. So, you know, she just has that calm out on the floor, and, you know, her teammates appreciate that from her, and, you know, she's just a little sponge. She, you know, you give her something and she takes it and she runs with it. So it's been fun to see her growth, and even in the last week, we've seen a ton of improvement in her game. So it'll be fun to see her play over the rest of the weekend, hopefully next week, and in years to come.
Carolyn, thanks much for your time. Best of luck here against Fargo South.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Fargo Davies head coach with us here, Carolyn Olson, on the pregame show. Will continue after this from West Fargo.
Due to the increase in cost of materials, cost of labor, and general inflation, plus the storm weather threats that we have in our region on a daily basis, many homes are not insured properly. Most families' biggest asset they will ever own is their home. We need to make sure we have it insured for enough. Inflation, cost of materials, cost of labor makes us work to stay on top of this. Usually the difference in premium is dollars a day to increase when needed. We get updated costs of goods and labor from area builders to input into our computer program that calculates an accurate replacement cost. With the weather in recent years, it is just scary with how many more frequent disasters are now than even 10 to 20 years ago. We need to adapt and make sure all our properties are protected because we live in the Midwest and deal with many of these scenarios.
Hey, what you doing?
Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we continue here on our pregame show today from West Fargo High School, it is EDC Volleyball. Fargo South, as you see right there, waiting to take the floor one more time for their final hits on the court. Well, for the Fargo Davies Eagles, getting some of their final opportunity in on the pregame here to reserve, receive, and just get some more experience here at West Fargo High School. Fargo Davies 3-0 in their win over West Fargo Horse yesterday, 25-19, 25-12, and then had to come back against the Hawks in the third set, 26-25. While for Fargo South, they lost the first two sets against West Fargo, 25-20 and 26-24, came back and won the third set by 9 and then lost in the fourth 25-20. So that's how we have this matchup here between Fargo South and the Fargo Davies Eagles. Taking a look out west, matches later today in state qualifiers will feature Bismarck St. Mary's, the number 5 overall seed, going up against the hometown Dickinson Midgets, the number 6 seed for Dickinson. Following that will be the 4 seed Bismarck High against Bismarck Legacy. The 3 seed are the Sabres. Then the championship, it's Bismarck Century and Jamestown. That title will be coming up a little bit later on. And for Bismarck Century, they just continue to find ways to make the WDA championship, but more importantly, the state tournament. Going back for Bismarck Century, they've now made 19 of the last 20 state tournaments and 12 straight for the Patriots. They've been awfully good for Coach Zastapul and the Patriots for quite some time. And in Class B, the official quarterfinal round pairings have been set. The number 2 seed Linton HMB will square off with New Rockford Cheyenne out of Region 4 at 1 o'clock to open things up for the State B volleyball tournament next week on Thursday in Bismarck. The 3 seed, the Thompson Tommies, going up against Garrison at 3. The number 1 overall seed, Northern Cass, the Jags out of Region 1, going up against the Region 6 champs in Minot, our Redeemers at 5. And then on Thursday night, the 4 seed, Kenmare Bowbells Honkers against the number 5 seed, the Titans of Dickinson Trinity. That's the Class B state volleyball tournament. Class A state volleyball tournament, well, depending on who wins this match, we'll have to wait a little bit to determine on who is going to be the 4 or who is going to be the 3. If Fargo Davies wins, they can be either the 3 or the 4, barring the outcome. Actually, if Fargo Davies wins against Fargo South here and Fargo North wins, Davies would be the 4. If Red River beats Fargo North, Davies then would be the 3. If Fargo South wins here today, South will automatically be the 3 seed from the East, and that means the North Red River matchup, that would be the 4 seed. And then West Fargo and West Fargo Cheyenne will be 1 and 2 respectively, barring the outcome later today in the EDC Championship. But again, Fargo South fans, if you win here today, you're the 3 seed and you would play at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. From a Fargo Davies point of view, if you win, you can be the 3 seed if Red River tops North and play at 7. Otherwise, you would be the 4 seed for the Eagles and open up the tournament at 1 o'clock on Thursday afternoon against the number 1 overall seed from the West. So we will keep you comprised of that as this continues here as well. We'll take one more quick timeout. We'll put a bow on our pregame show as we get ready for the starting lineups and the opening serve from West Fargo. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament on yourliveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Fargo Davies now looking at Fargo South from the opposite side as the Bruins are getting some final hits here before the starting lineups. And a reminder, the broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the board of directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Teams to represent the East from a season ago. State qualifying wins for West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Davies over South and North. And then you had West Fargo and Shanley. We know 3 out of 4 still have a chance to be there again. Shanley fell earlier yesterday to Grand Forks Red River. But West Fargo's going to be there. Cheyenne's going to be there. So 2 of the 4 teams will be a chance to make it a back-to-back seasons here in 2021 and 2022. Take a look at some of the players in our player profile. Fargo Davies, again, Leah Lockway had herself a really nice performance yesterday. The 5'11 junior middle hitter really coming into her own here. Everything from blocks at the net to kills to aces here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. And then you had Fallon Paginante on the outside, and the combination of her and Kayla Seiler. Asking Kayla yesterday after the match, is it Sailor, is it Seiler? She goes, the family says Seiler, so that's what we're going to go with here today as well for the 5'9 junior. For the Fargo South Bruins, Emma Dalby reached her 1,000th kill yesterday in the loss against West Fargo. Miss Jackson Madison, if they get to Bismarck next week, she will be on the doorstep of 2,500 career assists here for the Fargo South Bruins. That's a combination there. Then if Tegan Malo can get going, that's a 6-foot junior as well upcoming here for this volleyball match. We'll take a quick timeout. We're back after this with the starting lineups and the opening serve here today. The 5-seed of Fargo Davies going up against a 2-seed of Fargo South in one state qualifier. Then at 1 o'clock, it's the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders going up against the Fargo North Spartans, and the EDC Championship slated for 3 between West Fargo, Cheyenne, and West Fargo. The Packers looking for their 3rd straight tournament championship, while Cheyenne looking for their 1st in the EDC Volleyball Tournament Championship later today. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, the starting lineups and the opening serve. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament from West Fargo on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nb.gov/confident.
I'm Trace Tisberg. I'm confident on the stage, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
The American farmer has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Columbia Grain and Agronomy is here to help on every acre with the highest quality products and expert local service. Contact the agronomy centers in Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273. Columbia Grain and Agronomy, committed to cultivating growth through a diverse mix of products and expert knowledge. Contact them today and make the most of every acre. Call Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
The Fargo South Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Fargo South activities. They're grateful for the current corporate sponsors, Gate City Bank, Craftwell, Midco, and First International Bank, for their continued support. The mission of the Bruin Booster Club is to support students' ability to participate in all kinds of South High activities, while promoting school spirit, encouraging parent and community support for the Bruins. There's still time to become a member. Check them out on Facebook or search the Fargo South homepage for more information.
Fargo South and Fargo Davies here in match number 1 of 3 on yourliveevent.com. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here on this Saturday morning and Veterans Day weekend as well, as we'll take a look at the starting lineups and the non-starters for both of these teams. Fargo Davies looking to make it to state for their 11th consecutive season, while for the Fargo South Bruins looking to make it to state for the first time since 2014, as they're going over the non-starters right now. Here for the Fargo South Bruins, Fargo South 25 wins, 8 losses on this season. Here for the Bruins, last year went 19-15, losing in a state qualifying match to West Fargo Cheyenne. As Fargo South will go like this, it'll be Madison Jackson, the 5'7" senior setter, Emma Dalby, the 6' senior middle hitter, Genevieve Gardy, 5'8" sophomore outside hitter. You'll also have Kaylee Bakul, the 5'7" senior, Tegan Malo, the 6' junior, and Olivia Abel here, the 5'9" senior, and also the libero Amelia Hawley here for Fargo South, head coach by Peyton Wegleitner, here with a mark again of 25 wins and 8 losses on the season here for the Bruins. We go from there now to the Fargo Davies Eagles. Fargo Davies with a mark of 19 wins, 14 losses on the year. In conference play, they went 14-8, head coached by Carolyn Olson here. As Fargo Davies will go through their non-starters here first. They've won 5 of the last 7 matches, including a sweep of West Fargo Horace in the Constellation semifinals here yesterday. Only meeting this season, South 1-5 at Fargo Davies on September the 27th. Fargo Davies here. We'll get to their starting lineup, set coached by Carolyn Olson here for the Eagles. 3 seniors for Fargo Davies, 7 for the Fargo South Bruins for both respective teams. For Fargo Davies, they'll go like this. At a 5'9", a senior setter is Haley Horner. You also have Kayla Seiler here, the 5'9" junior. Mackenzie Olson, the 5'9" junior. Leah Lockway, the 5'11" junior middle hitter. Camille Derringer, the 5'11" right side senior. Fallon Paginante, the 5'7" freshman. And then the libero here in Katie Langang. Langang, the 5'5" junior here for Fargo Davies. So that's a look at the Fargo Davies Eagles here as we get ready to go. As you take a look at some of our officials here in this match, as we'll get this one ready to play, as both teams will come to the court and be able to shake one another's hands, and then we'll go from there. As this one will be getting ready to get underway, match 1 of 3 today here from West Fargo High School. It's simple: win, and you get to travel to Bismarck next Thursday through Saturday. Lose, and your season comes to a close here today at West Fargo. So that's what's at stake between these two volleyball programs. And Davies has been there for quite some time as a varsity program. They have been just consistent year in and year out. 4th year already for Coach Carolyn Olson after coming down from Grand Forks Red River. Peyton Wegleitner has gotten this team a little bit closer, a little bit better every season since she's been the head coach, and they feel like they got the squad this season in 2022 to make it to the state tournament here for the Fargo South Bruins. Rally scoring up to 25, win by 2 in sets 1 through 4. If set 5 needs to get there, it'll be up to 15. Same thing to win by 2. So that is the scoring here for both of these teams here on this Saturday morning. Fargo South, the number 2 overall seed entering the tournament. Fargo Davies, the number 5 overall seed. Davies on the left side of your screen. Fargo South will be on the right side. Expecting, like we saw yesterday, Davies was the only team to sweep against Horace, and it was a 4-setter win for Red River over Shanley, a 4-setter win over West Fargo against South, and Cheyenne 1-5 and over Fargo North, and we expect some more of that here today once you get to state qualifying matches. Service on the way here for Olson, as this one will come here for Fargo Davies, and the serve is underway at 11:04 here on this Saturday morning. Set up middle, quick passing and quick hitting, and leading off where she was from yesterday is Emma Dalby for the opening point here for the Fargo South Bruins. As Fargo South again draws first blood on our scoreboard here as we get ready for this one. Service on the way for Fargo South. As this one will be set up. Paginante with the tip over, covered here by the Bruins. This one bumped to the outside, push over then on the second by Fargo South. And Abel, middle, Lockway, back left corner. That one's in for the kill, and it's a one apiece. So 1-1 tie here in this contest as we'll get ready for Fargo Davies with Fallon to the service line. As Fallon will come on here for the Eagles to the service line and a chance to give Fargo Davies their first lead of the match. Fallon with a running jump serve, and that's going to split a pair of back row defenders in the back for South, and Hawley and Wachala. And the first ace of the day goes to Fargo Davies with the freshman in Fallon. 2-1 now for the Eagles, as Fallon will continue here onto the service line. This one will be into the back left. Service coming off that slide there is Dalby. Langang keeps alive in the back. Middle here bumped, trying to get it over was Lockway, unable to do so. And South earns the side out, and they'll take the point now, tied at 2 apiece. Service on the way here for Fargo South, as this will come with Nina. Majetic will be on to serve. This one into the back. Has to volley it over on the third. Fargo Davies does there with Horner. Set up quickly outside. Genevieve Gard down the line for the kill. So Gard will handle her first kill of the match, and Fargo South now regains the lead at 3-2. Service on the way here for Fargo South. This one will be out of play. Service error, and we're knotted at 3 apiece. Service on the way here for Lockway, tied at 3 here. As Lockway will come on now for Fargo Davies, as she does back left corner, and this one will be an ace for the Eagles. Lockway doing what she did yesterday. She won at the net, she won at the service line, and she was able to earn kills and blocks, and Fargo Davies takes the lead. The Eagles will continue to serve here into the middle. This one will be set up by Jackson, tipped on the way by Gard for the kill. Gard earns her second, kind of faked it out there with Dalby in the middle, and now it's a 4-3 edge here for the Bruins. Service here for Fargo South. Seiler has to almost run into her bench there, and that's going to be a point awarded and an ace on the way here for Emma Dalby. So 5-4 lead here for the Bruins, and a win. And you advance to state, lose, and your season comes to a close. Fargo South looking for their 23rd state tournament appearance in program history, as they will continue to serve. This one gets over on the second hit by Horner. Does a nice job of controlling her body there and realizing she's getting closer and closer to the net, so why not just get it over on this second instead of go for a set. And now it's a 5-5 contest. Service on the way here for Horner. This one comes across close to being an ace. Big wind and delivery here for Malo for the point. Tegan Malo with the kill here for Fargo South. Now it's 6-5 Bruins. Service on the way here for Jackson. 5-1 offense here for Payton, so Jackson pretty much stays in the entire time as the setter. Horner backs on the way. This is Seiler for the tip and kill. Good placement. Early back and forth. Neither team has found that rhythm for 4 or 5 consecutive points, as Seiler has her first kill of the match. Service on the way by the aforementioned Kayla. Jackson sets outside here for Fargo South. They get that one over with Bakul, and that's a kill. 7-6 now for the Bruins. Service on the way for Fargo South now will be with Genevieve Gard, a 5'8 senior outside hitter for Fargo South, one of 7 seniors for the Bruins this season. Gard into the back. This one with Horner bumps it up top. Paginante. This one will be out of play. There was no touch at the net. Point awarded to Fargo South now at 8-6. As South will continue to serve. The Bruins again looking to make it to state for the first time since 2014 with a win here for Fargo South over Fargo Davies if they can do so. But the Bruins will have their first service error here of the match. Game still to come later today. Red River and Fargo North in another state qualifying match. That game is slated to get underway at 1 o'clock or 25 minutes after the conclusion of this match. This one hits the top of the net. Point awarded to Fargo South now at 9-7. And then the EDC Championship, it's an all-West Fargo showdown between the Mustangs of Cheyenne and the Packers of West Fargo. That one is slated to get underway at 3 o'clock. Service here. This one will come into the middle. Horner set up Lockway through the double block, kept alive by guard in the back. This one comes, and Genevieve able to handle the push. Now it's going to be Horner for the set. Outside Paginante blocked at the net. And Fargo South will be awarded the point on the outside there. That's going to be Bakul. Kaylee earns the block and the point here for Fargo South, as it's the Bruins right now that have separated themselves a little bit here from Fargo Davies in the opening set. Service on the way for the Bruins in Hawley. The libero, sophomore. Outside, Paginante, the freshman, with the tip covered this time by the Bruins. Bruins bump it over outside here through the block. It's kept alive by Fargo Davies at the 10-foot line. Turning over and hitting that one across is Olsen. This one bumped to the outside here. Bakul into the back, out of play, and Davies is awarded the side out. 10-8 service here for Fargo Davies. As the Eagles here will come on with Mackenzie Olsen. Olsen coming on to serve here for the Eagles. This one gets right over the net. Chance now for Fargo South. They push it outside. Quick hit by Dalby. This one goes into the rafters, and a kill here for Emma Dalby. That's going to be her second point awarded here to Fargo South, now at 11-8 for the Bruins, as the Bruins will continue to serve. And we'll have a quick rotation coming on now. Is going to be Krenz, as she'll come in for Olsen. Caitlin, the 5'7" freshman, will be playing in the back. Service on the way here for Fargo South. This one comes across, 10-foot line here. Where does Horner go? Goes middle, Lockway into the net. Now it's 12-8 Bruins. Service continues for Wachala here. Marissa, the 5'1" senior defensive specialist for Coach Wayne Leitner. This one goes down the line, dug up by Krenz. Horner, quick set on the way, Paginante. There is going to be Holly for it, and then at the net, Jackson was trying to get it over, unable to do so over Fallon for the block and the point for the Eagles. Now at 12-9, service here for Fargo Davies. This will be with Fallon. Fallon with the running jump serve. Fargo South will handle it here. Coming off on the slide is Dalby. Cross court. This one is hit up and kept alive, and then trying to get it over on the third, unable to do so. And South has awarded the point here at 13-9. Substitution here. It's coming back on. Will be Nina, the 5'5" senior. This one into the back. Good serve. Bumped to the outside here as Seiler gets it over on the third. Jackson set outside guard through the double block down the line. Horner is there to the outside. It's Seiler looking for the tip. She gets it. Fargo South with Nina able to get this one over back to Langang. Horner set up middle. Lockway tip left-hand side for the kill. Good placement there by Lockway, and Fargo Davies is awarded the side out. Now at 13-10. Service here will be coming with Lockway. As this one will come across to the back left corner. Majetic there for the dig. This one into Dalby, into the net. Point awarded here to Fargo Davies. Eagles now with back-to-back points in this EDC state qualifier. Service for Lockway will continue. The running jump serve. Set outside guard with a big hit, and Lockway keeps alive, and then trying to play a little bit of the banner up top, and also Coach Olsen was Seiler, as that'll go into the crowd here, and a point is awarded to the Fargo South Bruins at 14-11 after the outside hit on the way by Fargo South. Service on the way for Dalby, and even though she's in the back row, she can be someone that Fargo South will look at here to try to earn kills over the net. Horner outside, Saylor down the line. That'll be out of play. Now 15-11. So the Bruins 10 points away here from taking set number one and getting a little bit closer to the Bismarck Event Center next Thursday through Saturday. Service by Dalby will continue back right corner. Fargo Davies at the net. Horner able to get it across on the second. Fargo South here with guard on the third. A good placement out of play. Just missed the back pylon, if you will. After the Dakota Bowl wrapped up yesterday, this is the final fall athletics going on in the state of North Dakota now, with state swimming and diving wrapping up as well this weekend here in West Fargo. And that's going to be an ace for Fargo Davies as they trail it now by 2. And Horner had a couple of aces in their win over Fargo South yesterday. That's exactly what the Eagles will be looking for here again for their 5'9" senior, one of 3 seniors on the roster. Quick set, Malo tip on the way. Horner able to get it over with her right hand. Jackson outside guard, one-on-one block, and the one-on-one opportunity goes to the Eagles. Mackenzie Olsen put up the block and did it perfectly. You can start the fans starting to come to life a little bit more as this match has continued. Service by the Eagles. This one set up outside guard, blocked partially at the net, and guard gets a little bit of revenge there on the hit. Genevieve now has 4 kills to lead the floor here for Fargo Davies. Service on the way here for Fargo South. This will be with Jackson, the 5'7" senior. Service here at the line. This one will be in the back. Horner with the bump to the outside, up and over after the hit. That's going to be blocked at the net. McCool there will earn the block. That's going to be her second, and Fargo South leads it now by 3. So after the 15-14 block at the net by Fargo Davies with Mackenzie Olsen, back-to-back points here by the Bruins. Horner, back set on the way. Seiler just has to push it over on the third. Now for Fargo Davies, where will they go? They'll go outside. Seiler here with the big wide and hit. Jackson set middle. Malo here with the tip. Kept alive here by Horner. Backs on the way. Here's Seiler back left corner. Hawley is there. Jackson set. This one coming to guard as she's able to get it over somehow on the third on the bump. Tied at the net. Seiler with the tip. This one will come with Hawley now. She bumps it over to guard for the kill. 18-14. Genevieve Guard now with 5 kills. Here in the first set, it's the largest lead here for Fargo South in set number 1. They matched their lead at 13-9 earlier here in the first set. Service on the way from the Bruins. Horner has to chase that one down. Fargo Davies with Mackenzie Olsen gets it over on the third. Guard again, go to the hot hand for the tip. Langang is there. Now it's going to be to Seiler as she's able to earn the tip the other way. Guard looking down the line, and that's going to be out of play. And a hit by Fargo Davies, and now it's 19-14 and a timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. Fargo South inching out a little bit more in this one in the first set, up by 5. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney wing in the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah, Melody, and staff are proud to promote the local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Check out Mindak Market this holiday season to find the perfect stocking stuffers and samples of ready-to-go collections to ship. Stop by the store or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
First time out here by head coach Carolyn Olsen for the Fargo Davies Eagles, as you see, giving some instruction to her team, trailing it by 5 in this opening set. Tied early on, and last tie was at 6 apiece. Fargo South has taken the advantage since then. If they've never trailed, Fargo Davies got it close to one at 15-14, but the Bruins have had a little bit of real estate to work with here in this first set. Service on the way, as this will go now for Fargo South here for the Bruins. Jackson on to serve now for Fargo South at 19-14, and she'll be at the service line, and a chance for Fargo South to end this first set on a big run and try to finish off this first set. Good tip on the outside here for the Eagles after the timeout by Mackenzie Olsen as she earns her first kill, and the Eagles are back within 4. Service on the way here, as it'll be Seiler to serve. 10-foot line, Jackson set up middle. Here is Malo for the tip. Here's Horner as she gets it over on the second. Nina is there on the cover. Outside, that's going to be Genevieve Guard. She's blocked at the net. Madison backs it on the way. This one down the line, out of play. There's no tip or no touch after the hit by Bakul. Point awarded to Fargo Davies. 19-16 service here for the Eagles, and this will be with Seiler. As Seiler comes on, Jackson here looking to backset, little miscommunication, able to get it over, but we're going to have a net violation here on Fargo South, now 19-17. So after the timeout, 3 consecutive points by the Eagles as Fargo Davies trails it by 2. Service upcoming here for Fargo Davies. This one floats over. Hawley is there. Jackson set outside. This one tipped down the line. Horner bumped over by Langang. Outside Paginante into the back. Jackson here. Outside again. Genevieve Guard blocked at the net. Mackenzie Olsen with her second block and a timeout on the floor. 4 consecutive points now for the Eagles. Set number 1 of a state qualifying match here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Thunder Seed has over 4 generations of experience in the field. Through innovation, technology, and hard work, we put farmers first by providing high-quality products. We pride ourselves on developing quality soybean, corn, wheat, and corn silage seed for dealers and growers across our region. We are invested in being your partner throughout the full cycle of your harvest. Thunder Seed, first in the field, family-owned and farmers first.
Timeout by Coach Peyton Wingleitner here in the Fargo South Bruins. So after the timeout from Fargo Davies at 19-14, 4 consecutive points by the Eagles, and now both teams have used 1 timeout here in the opening set, in which it looked like Fargo South was going to go away here with the first set, but the Eagles are storming back here in this EDC volleyball contest. Service upcoming by Seiler here for the Eagles. Win, and you get to Bismarck, lose, and your season is done. Seiler on to serve as she does. Majetic has to come down to a knee, backs it on the way to guard. Seiler is there down the line, and this one will have to just get bumped over on a free ball, and that was a good free ball by Horner, and now a chance to use it for Davies. Set up middle, this one tipped by Derringer. Fargo South Jackson set up outside guard for the tip, just gets over, and we'll have a lift or a double hit, and it will be a lift. Point awarded here to Fargo South. You can just feel that it's kind of like pulling teeth a little bit here, and that's a good thing in terms of a fan perspective. But if you're a player, a parent, or a coach, it's very tough because neither team has just looked in rhythm from start to finish. You've had to earn your points early in this opening set. Big right swing by Malo through the block for the kill. Teagan now with 2 in this volleyball match as Fargo South leads it by 3. Service upcoming here for guard. The 5'8" senior has led the floor so far for the Bruins. Guard with a running jump serve. That one comes over. 10-foot line here for Horner. Paginante is there. That's going to be over the double block. Jackson set outside. This one blocked at the net. Kept going here, and Olsen with another block at the net. Middle, Derringer. This one comes over. Hawley is there. Now it's going to go near side. Off the deflection for the kill by Olivia Abel, the senior. 22-18, and since the timeout for Fargo South, it's been 3 consecutive points for the Bruins. So you saw a little rally for Fargo Davies after their timeout. Now it's been all Fargo South after theirs, and they're 3 points away from closing out set number 1. Horner outside, Paginante cross court with a big rip and kill. Cross court there on the kill for the freshman. And Fallon will give Fargo Davies the serve, more importantly, back to their line as Langang will come on here. The 5'5" libero junior goes to the opposite libero. Jackson set up outside here, cross court. Horner, she'll go outside. Fallon, she'll go cross court as well. Jackson backs it on the way. This one over the double block on a hit by Bakul. Horner, middle, Lockway's there. This one will be with Hawley to keep it alive in the back. Middle, Malo, tip up and over, covered by Paginante. Horner, mid, this one, Lockway at the net here for Jackson, has to go tight. They tip it, unable to get it across, and the point is awarded to Fargo Davies. About the best passes that we saw for both teams after some pretty good spikes from the opposite side of the net, controlling the passes, keeping them quick, allowing to get to the setters. Fargo South here with Jackson. They'll push it to the outside, blocked at the net, and in play by Lockway. Lockway earns the block. Fargo Davies has 4 blocks that's resulted in points, while for Fargo South, true 2 blocks that's resulted in points so far here for the Bruins, and a chance to tie now at the service line for the Eagles. This one will come down the line. Jackson backs it on the way, and they got to volley this one over on the third. Seiler, Horner, mid, tip, Lockway covered beautifully by Fargo South, and this will go to the outside here for Abel, but a chance to use it now for Horner. She's looking for the dump kill, pulls it out the right time. This one up and over, and now Horner has to get this one on the third. A chance for the Bruins now. Jackson outside, Abel down the line for the kill. Give the assist to Jackson, and the Bruins up by 2 and 2 points away here in the opening set. Timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. Fargo South leads it by 2 in set number 1. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament State Qualifying match on YourLiveEvent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here in West Fargo as the Fargo Davies Eagles call the timeout here, trailing it by 2 in the opening set. So far, it's been 6 kills by Genevieve Gard to lead the floor for Fargo South. There's been 3 aces by Fargo Davies, one apiece of Horner, Lockway, and Paginante, but it's the Fargo South Bruins up by 2 and trying to close out the Eagles here in set number 1. 1 timeout remaining for Fargo South. Fargo Davies has 0 left in their back pocket as a libero. The 5'5" sophomore Amelia Hawley comes on to serve. Horner here coming middle is Lockway. She's blocked at the net. Kept going though by Langang in the back and volleyed over then on the third. Hawley, Jackson, middle. This one comes through the block for the kill with Emma Dolby. Dolby got over 1,000 career kills yesterday for the Bruins and adding on here on this Saturday morning as we get closer to the noon hour. Hawley on to serve as this volleyball match started 21 minutes ago here. And Fargo Davies gets this one across. South outside here, Abel for the kill. 25-21, Olivia Abel earns the kill, and Fargo South takes set number 1 here in this EDC Volleyball State Qualifier. Set recap and the second set is coming up next. It's the EDC Volleyball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country.
Due to the increase in cost of materials, cost of labor, and general inflation, plus the storm weather threats that we have in our region on a daily basis, many homes are not insured properly. Most families' biggest asset they will ever own is their home. We need to make sure we have it insured for enough. Inflation, cost of materials, cost of labor makes us work to stay on top of this. Usually the difference in premium is dollars a day to increase when needed. We get updated costs of goods and labor from area builders to input into our computer program that calculates an accurate replacement cost. With the weather in recent years, it is just scary with how many more frequent disasters are now than even 10 to 20 years ago. We need to adapt and make sure all our properties are protected because we live in the Midwest and deal with many of these scenarios.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, you're seeing Peyton Wangleitner right there for the Fargo South Bruins giving some instruction to her team as they take set number 1, 25-21, and Fargo South trying to snap the streak since 2014 is the last time the Bruins have made it to state, but they're knocking on the doorstep here after taking the first set against Fargo Davies. Last year in state qualifiers, South lost 3-0 against Cheyenne. Davies won 3-1 over Fargo North, and in the EDC Championship last season, West Fargo swept Fargo Shanley. Coming up out west later today, there'll be 3 state qualifying matches as well. 2 state qualifying matches with St. Mary's and Dickinson, Bismarck High against Legacy. Then the championship will feature Century and Jamestown. Set recap here. Fargo South led by kills with Genevieve Gard. She had 6 and she got in rhythm early. Just 1 service error for both teams in that opening set. Fargo Davies with 3 aces. Fargo South had 1. But Fargo South takes set number 1, 25-21. Still to come at 1 o'clock or 25 minutes after the conclusion of this volleyball match. Another state qualifier with Grand Forks Red River and Fargo North. At 3 o'clock, it's the EDC Championship with Cheyenne and West Fargo. And then we'll get to the All-EDC team, the All-Senior Athlete of the Year, Coach of the Year, and more. That'll come up on our post-game of our championship match, so make sure you stay tuned for that, upcoming a little bit later on here this afternoon. As we get ready for this second set, making sure everyone is good again on the rotational spot for both of the respective teams here as Horner coming out for a second here for Fargo Davies now will be Derringer as Langang comes back to the floor. Fargo South looks to be good as well from their perspective, and it'll be Fargo South on to serve here in this second set with Amelia Hawley. So Hawley will come on here for Fargo South after taking set number 1, 25-21. Hawley with the running jump serve. This one to the back. Fargo Davies backs it on the way. This one up and over by Olsen for the kill. Mackenzie Olsen now makes it 1-0 early here in the second set for Fargo Davies. As Olsen will continue here for the Eagles. Fargo Davies with 1 state title in program history. That was back in 2019, a 4-set win over Bismarck Century from the Fargo Dome. This one off the block for the kill for the Bruins. Abel with her 4th kill of the match here, as now it's a 1-1 contest. Service on the way for Fargo South. This will be with Marissa Wachala. As Wachala will come to the service line here into the back. Horner set outside. Palin Paginante gets one that to the back. Kept moving here. Dalby with a big swing and kept moving by Davies and Krenz. And then Seiler just has to volley it over on the 3rd. Good spot though. Back right corner. Davies outside here. Abel. That one's in for the kill. Olivia now has 5, and she's really come alive here. She's got 5 with Gard with 6 to lead the floor for Fargo South. South takes their first lead early here in the second set. As Krenz with the dig. Horner middle. Lockway big hit and a better placement there in the back left corner. Knotted at 2 apiece. And if Lockway can get going in the middle, that really opens up the outside for the Seilers of the world here for Fargo Davies, as we saw yesterday in their 3-set win over West Fargo Horace. This one comes across with Fallon. Into the middle here, Jackson outside, Abel, one-on-one opportunity, blocked at the net by Horner, and then we're going to have a violation here, and this will be a net violation on Fargo Davies. So point will be awarded to Fargo South here, and the Bruins will be back to the service line. Majetic onto the service line here for the 5-5 senior. For Fargo South looking for their 26th win of the season. Fargo Davies trying to get to win number 20. Seiler, 10-foot line, cross court on the hit. Jackson middle, Dalby one-on-one, and Krenz able to keep it up in the back row. And the 10-foot line is Seiler up and over on the 3rd. This one will be by Hawley now, and a chance for the Eagles to use it as they go middle. Big line and delivery here for Lockway. Lockway now with her 2nd kill of this second set, and we're knotted at 3 apiece. Service on the way here for Fargo Davies, as this one will come with the aforementioned Lockway. That one off the ribbon for the ace. Make it 4-3 now for the Eagles. Lockway has her second ace here of the match. And Lockway on to serve will continue. As she does into the middle for Fargo South here, 10-foot line. Genevieve Gard over the block, kept going here, pushed over by Derringer. Fargo South will handle it. Jackson now outside Gard, blocked at the net. Fargo South Jackson, Gard with the tip over. Now it's going to be Horner to the outside. Seiler, she's going to be blocked at the net. And here's Lockway. This one comes with Horner able to bump over in a good spot, and it's going to work as a kill. Horner with her second, and the Eagles now lead it by 2. For Haley Horner here, service on the way by Lockway. And that's going to be another ace. 6-3 for the Eagles. So Lockway, her second ace here at the line. She's got 3 total in this match, and Fargo Davies with 5 aces compared to 1 for Fargo South. Lockway will go into the middle again. Here's Jackson with the bump. Gard with the tip over on the third off of Horner. And now they'll have to try to bump it over with Seiler, and they do with just a little bit of room to work with. Dalby out of play, no touch at the net. Point here for Davies now at 7-3. And the Eagles playing awfully well here in this second set. Lockway will continue to serve as she does down the line. Majenicic there, this one outside here for Gard for the kill. Through that block at the middle of Derringer and Horner, and that will be a point on the way here for Genevieve Gard. She's got her 7th kill. Service upcoming here for Fargo South. This will be for Dalby, now going to be playing in the back row, and she looks to get an ace the other way here for the Bruins. Dalby with her second ace. She's got both of them here for Fargo South as they're back within 2. Dalby, without question, going to be one of those in this season. There's a lot of really good seniors here on the floor for Fargo South, but which ones will get nominated and who might have a chance to be the Senior Athlete of the Year, we'll find out a little bit later on here today. This one is tipped out of play by Gard. Point awarded here to Fargo Davies, now at 8-5. Service on the way here for Horner as she goes to the back with Fargo Davies leading it by 3 here in the second set after Fargo South won the first 25-21. Coming over on the slide here is Malo, big hit on the cross court. There is Langang outside on the way up and over for Seiler. Outside, Gard over the double block, but Langang in the back keeps it moving. Seiler then with the tip. Fargo South will come middle here for Malo for the tip the other way and the kill. Good spot there by Teagan. She's got 3 kills in the match, and Fargo South will be awarded the serve. Bruins will come on here with Jackson as the Bruins here will handle it with Jackson back right corner. Horner backs out of the way. Seiler over the double block into the middle. Here is Hawley outside Gard. Langang able to keep that one up and alive. Seiler with a big attack. That'll be out of play. No touch at the net. Fargo South now with back-to-back points. Last year was in Grand Forks at Red River. This season here at West Fargo for the EDC Volleyball Tournament. Fargo South made the state qualifying match last season and lost, while Davies made a state qualifier and won. This one will be hit into the net, pushed over them by Horner. Jackson outside on the way. Gard blocked at the net, kept alive here by Nina. Backs it on the way. Bakul, that'll be blocked by Seiler, and they'll say out of play. For a second there, it looked like the line official was going to say in, but it'll be out of play. Point awarded here to Fargo South. It's now 8-8. Tie at 1-3 and now 8 here in this second set. Service for the Bruins. Horner with the set coming up middle is Derringer off the block. That'll be out, and a point awarded to Davies now at 9-8. So Derringer gets her first kill of this second set, and Fargo Davies will go to the service line with Seiler. Kayla, the 5'9" outside hitter for the junior for Coach Olson. Backs it on the way. This one comes Gard, cross court. Horner is there. Now it's Paginante, the freshman, into the back. Hawley Jackson outside, big swing and a hit for guard down the line, but out. Now it's 10-8. Fargo Davies and Coach Carolyn Olson here, her 4th season as the head coach for the Eagles, and she's had some really good teams, but this season has had to fight through some injuries, fight through some sickness, you name it, but they still have a chance here at a state qualifier to try to get to the capital city next Thursday. This one open over by Paginante into the back for the kill. Fallon earns the point there for the Eagles, and it's been Fargo Davies playing a little more consistent brand of volleyball here in this second set. Davies led early, then South came out 3-2. Then since we were tied at 3, it's been Fargo Davies with the lead, or we've been tied. Middle here, Malo over the double block, but we might get a net violation. We do on Fargo Davies. Point awarded to Fargo South. The Bruins able to get here as the number 2 overall seed, sweeping Fargo Shanley on Tuesday, then losing 3-1 yesterday to West Fargo as they get to this state qualifying match. Fargo Davies, middle, Derringer for the tip. Bruins coming across now, Jackson outside, Abel through that double block there. Paginante here down the line. Hawley keeps it up in the back row, and this one pushed over off the top of the ribbon, and guard with a big smile on her face. Genevieve Gard just thought she might not gave it enough there on the push to get over the net, but she did. It's now 11-10. For Fargo Davies, earned a play-in win over Devils Lake, and then able to fall short against North in the quarterfinals in a 3-set sweep over Horace yesterday. The Eagles here with Paginante with the kill. That's going to be her 3rd, and Fargo Davies gets the side out here at 12-10. Service on the way for Langang here, the 5'5 junior. This one comes across to Hawley. Middle set for Jackson, tipped over by Abel. Good spot. Give Olivia the kill, give Jackson the assist here, and Fargo South has awarded the point. Service on the way for the Bruins with Amelia Hawley. South with 4 state titles in program history, the most recent in 2007 here for the Bruins. Trying to get back to state, maybe add to that category here this season potentially. Middle, big hit by Dalby through the block and the kill. Emma Dalby with her first kill of this second set, and we're tied at 12 apiece. Service on the way here for Fargo South, as this will be with Hawley, able to come through the middle. This one set outside on the way, cross court on the hit. Hawley is in the back and able to volley this one over is Abel. Langang quickly, Horner, middle, Lockway for the kill. And it's been a battle of the middles here in the last couple of points for South and Davies. Leah Lockway earns that kill. She's got 3 in this set, 4 in the match, and the Eagles are back up by 1. An awfully good brand of volleyball. Talking with both coaches, both knew before the match that it was going to be a scrapper here for a spot at state. This one cross court on the hit, and this will be with Olivia Abel. And we're knotted at 13 apiece, and as much as we have talked about throughout this season with Emma Dalby, Genevieve Gard, Jackson, Olivia's having herself a mighty fine performance here on this Saturday morning with 7 kills so far for Fargo South. Horner bumps it outside, Paginante up and over, covered, Jackson outside quickly, Abel, and this will be into the back for Langang. Dump opportunity here for Horner, Jackson middle, Dalby one-on-one, and Dalby earns the battle of the middles this time around with the kill. Dalby's got 5 kills. The Bruins have 3 or more players with 5 or more kills now, but more importantly from a Fargo South perspective, they take the lead at 14-13. Horner set outside Paginante, cross court with the sniper, and we're knotted at 14 apiece. Fallon now with 3 kills here in this set alone, and service coming here as we're knotted at 14. Service upcoming here for the Eagles with the aforementioned freshman. Her and Caitlin Krenz as freshmen getting varsity action here this season for Coach Olson. Outside Abel, that'll be to Langang in the back. Horner coming up middle here, tipped on the way by Lockway. Jackson, Dalby, there is no block at the net, and Dalby says thank you very much for another kill. She's got 6. 15-14 here for the Eagles. For the Bruins here as South will be coming on to serve. The 5'5" senior defensive specialist. And Majetic on to serve. This one will be to the outside. Seiler down the line, in for the tip kill. Right in front of the Bruin bench. And Kayla earns her first kill of this second set. She was on point yesterday. It was really her and Lockway were the 1-2 combination for Fargo Davies in their 3-set win over West Fargo Horse. Jackson set up middle, guard off the block, went one-on-one with Derringer, and that'll be off the right hand of Derringer for the kill here for guard. She's up to 9 now in this match. Service on the way here for Dalby as Teagan comes back to the front row now for Fargo South. Service for Emma. This one will be down the line. Down to a knee there is Caitlin Krenz. Outside is going to be Seiler, and that'll be in for the kill. Tied at 16 apiece. Seiler didn't have too much room to work with on that line shot in the back. And now we're not at 16. Which team can find a way to rattle off 3 or 4 consecutive points, put a little breathing room between themselves and their opposition? Fargo Davies trying to earn a 1-1 set, while Fargo South, with a win in the second, will get up 2-love. Nice dump kill opportunity. We haven't seen that move too much here by Jackson, and she froze everybody on Fargo Davies' side of the net. It's one where you just want to use consistently enough, and she was able to do so there. Service on the way here for the Bruins. This one will be down the line. Horner with the bump. Outside going down. That'll be Olsen. That'll be out of play. Mackenzie Olsen hit that one down the line. Fargo South will be awarded the point now at 18-16 for Fargo South. Bruins on to serve here with Jackson, and she's inching closer to 2,500 career assists for the Bruins. This one will come Horner, backs it on the way. Seiler, nice little change of pace shot there for Seiler down the line. Kayla starting to warm up now in the second. That's her third kill just in this second set alone. Fargo Davies to the service line with the aforementioned juniors. Kayla will come to the line here. This one to the back left, 10-foot line for Jackson, set up middle. Malo for the tip, covered nicely by Horner back on the Bruins side. We haven't had too many jousts at the net, and guard able to bump it over on the third. Lion Gang bumps it outside. The freshman Paginante gets it over then on the third hit. Coming outside, guard with a big wide. Seiler is there. Horner getting out of trouble. This one tipped on the way by Paginante. Pinballed around, and Jackson able to muster it over on the second. Derringer, the lefty tip, and we're going to have a violation here on the net. And this one will be on Fargo South as we're knotted at 18 apiece. Tied at 18, 16, 15, 14, 13. You get the drill. This one has been back and forth here in the second set as Seiler is back to service line, and that's just going to be the second service error of the match for Davies and the first in this set. 19-18 Bruins with a chance to take a little bit of a breathing room here with guard at the service line. 2 aces today for Fargo South, bowled by Dalby. Seiler there with the dig. Coming up middle here is going to be Derringer. That one is in for the kill. Quick passing on the way in the lefty. Camille Derringer knew what to do with it for her second kill of the match. And now we're tied at 19 apiece. Still to come, Grand Forks River, Fargo North, a 6 versus 4 matchup. Joel Morgan will have the call for you on that one. Opening service schedule for 1 o'clock, then the championship schedule for 3 with Cheyenne and West Fargo. Dump kill opportunity. Seiler was there this time for the Eagles as they get it over on the third with Horner. Coming up middle here, quick push to the outside. That's going to be Abel off the block for the kill. Olivia Abel now has 8 on the morning here for the Bruins. Service on the way here for Fargo South as they will have Hawley to the service line. Running jump serve into the back. Seiler's there for the dig. Quickly pushed over then on the way by Olsen. Back on Fargo Davies' side, and Olsen and Lockway both went up for it. It went to Lockway here as they got to communicate. This one pushed over them by Seiler quickly. Fargo South, they'll go middle. Dalby off the block, and that's going to be a point, and we will have a net violation here on Davies. It'll be 21-19. South, regardless, would have earned that point. with Dalby's big middle right-handed swing there. Service for the Bruins will continue with the sophomore libero. Horner set middle, Lockway winds, and Lockway is shut down by Dalby. Dalby with the block here, 22-19. That's been a fun battle of middle hitters so far here today. Back and forth it's went, but Dalby has just won one or two extra battles here to give Fargo South a 3-point cushion in the second. Horner outside, Paginante down the line for the kill for the freshman. Fallon now with 5 here for Fargo Davies. As the Eagles will go to the service line, trailing it by 2. Mackenzie Olsen to serve. As she does into the back, Jackson with the bump. Abel with the tip. This one at the net with Lockway. Kept alive at the net here, Paginante, and we'll have a net violation here on Fallon. Right play there by Fallon to go attack that volleyball. Just ran into the net now, 23-20, and the Bruins are 2 points away from getting up 2-0 here in this EDC Volleyball State Qualifier. Horner set outside, Paginante here, cross court. Guard is there for the dig. Coming up middle, it's Dalby. She's blocked now by Lockway. Outside here for Abel, blocked again by Horner and Lockway. This one gets up. That's another block by the Eagles, and Jackson musters it over on the second. Lockway, big right-handed swing on the play. There's no tip, and the point is awarded to Fargo South at 24-20, and now it's set point here for the Bruins, trying to get up 2-0 in this EDC Volleyball State Qualifier. Set point on the way for Fargo South. Horner gets it over on the second, covered by the Bruins. They'll go outside. Abel blocked at the net by Lockway. And then Jackson hits one into the net, and the Eagles still have life here in the second. Service on the way, and Coach Olsen is going to want a timeout here, and she'll take a timeout. We'll break with him here in the second. Fargo Davies down by 3, but we'll have the serve when we return. It's EDC Volleyball on YourLiveEvent.com.
For 20 years, 702 Communications has been connecting people and businesses to the world through internet, telephone, and TV. And as your needs have changed, so has 702. Our dedication to our community and customers runs deep. So when you call, we listen. And you can trust that we'll never stop working to bring the latest technology to our friends and neighbors. Thank you for 20 years in business. The best is yet to come.
As we come back here, timeout on the floor, timeout with Coach Carolyn Olsen, as you're seeing, giving some instruction on the far sideline here. 3-point lead for Fargo South. Set number 1 went 25-21 Bruins, and it very much easily could do so here in the second as well. But the Eagles will be coming to the service line, and a chance to cut into this deficit and stay alive here in the second set and try to get it back to a 1-set advantage for both teams, taking 1 set in the first of 2. Paginante here will come on here, running jump serve. Hawley is there. Jackson backs on the way to Dalby. The closer for the kill comes across on the slide, and Dalby with another kill. She's got 7, and that'll do it in set number 2. The Bruins take the first and the second by the exact same score, 25-21. Our set recap is coming up next here in the EDC Volleyball State Qualifier from West Fargo on your live event.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
The Fargo South Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Fargo South activities. They're grateful for the current corporate sponsors, Gate City Bank, Craftwell, Midco, and First International Bank, for their continued support. The mission of the Bruin Booster Club is to support students' ability to participate in all kinds of South High activities, while promoting school spirit, encouraging parent and community support for the Bruins. There's still time to become a member. Check them out on Facebook or search the Fargo South homepage for more information.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney wing in the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah, Melody, and staff are proud to promote the local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Check out Mindak Market this holiday season to find the perfect stocking stuffers and samples of ready-to-go collections to ship. Stop by the store or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
The Fargo South Bruins are one set away from getting to state for the first time since 2014. And if they can finish off the Fargo Davies Eagles here either in straight sets or in 4 or 5, they would be the number 3 seed from the East, which means our next match between North and Red River would be the 4. However, if Davies can come back and win, the Eagles can be either the 3 or 4, barring the outcome of our next match. So still more stuff to get to on before our post-game show, where we'll get you our Enbridge Energy Players of the Match, our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Player of the Match, that and more still to come here from West Fargo High School. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you on this broadcast for the EDC Volleyball Tournament of 2022. It's already wrestling practice. It's already hockey practice. Class B girls basketball get going on Monday. So the winter season's upon us, especially with the weather that came in earlier this week. But fortunate with the EDC tournament to get all the matches in on Tuesday, to get everything in yesterday. And this is one of 3 here on YourLiveEvent.com here on this now Saturday late morning into the early afternoon. A match that has gone 50 minutes so far. Who's going to join West Fargo and West Fargo Cheyenne from the east in Bismarck next Thursday through Saturday for the state tournament at the Bismarck Event Center? It's a really fun atmosphere. You got the exhibit hall, the main hall. You got Class A, Class B. Very reminiscent to fans going to a Super 8 tournament with the girls on one side, the boys on the other side of the court. Service upcoming here for Davies in a must-need-it set 3 and set 4 to try to get to set number 5. Service on the way here by Olson as we get the third set underway here from West Fargo. This one will be into the back. Lane Gang is there. This one bumped up by Seidler on the way to Olson. Middle, Jackson. This will be Dalby. This will be out of play. No touch at the net. Point awarded to Fargo Davies. Davies took an early lead in the second set as well, only to see the Bruins come back and win it. Service on the way here for the Eagles. This one running jump serve into the back, and this will be a lift, and the point will be awarded to the Eagles here at 2-0. Oh, maybe a little too mature to talk about this, but yesterday was 2-0 Cheyenne. Then North came back and won set 3 and set 4 to force a fifth set. That's exactly what Davies will be trying to do here now in this one. Down the line, that'll be out of play. And the Eagles get up 3-love here in the third. And it starts here now for Fargo Davies. For Fargo South, you've given yourself a little wiggle room to maybe have some miss hits or just not play your best brand of volleyball for a particular set. But when it's your backs are to the wall here like Fargo Davies, you know they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink on at Fargo South after the service error there for the Eagles. Fargo Davies with 3 service errors, 5 aces. Fargo South with 1 service error, 2 aces. Bruins led by Gard with 9 kills. On the opposite side, Fargo Davies led by Fallon Paginante with 5 kills. Fargo South middle here, Dalby, big hit, and that was at the 10-foot line over Horner. Dalby here now with 8 kills, and Fargo South quite easily could have 3 players with double-digit kills or more here. Service on the way here for the Bruins. This one will come across. And this one volleyed over then on the third. Fargo South will handle it here. Quick push. This will be with Abel into the back. Horner to the outside now. This one into net, and Fargo South were knotted at 3 apiece. So tied at 3-3 here in this volleyball match. Service upcoming here for the Bruins. This one will be out of play. Point is awarded now to Fargo Davies. So South will see their second service error of the match. As Paginante will come on here for the Eagles. Fallon with the running jump serve. Guard is there. Fargo South set up outside Abel, and this will be out of play, and Abel will earn the point here. So now the point is awarded to Fargo South as we're tied at 4 apiece. So 3-love early for Davies, only to see a 4-1 run on the opposite side here for the Fargo South Bruins. Service upcoming here for Fargo South. Majetic will hit the top of the ribbon. It was for a moment on Southside, but the momentum carried over, and Nina earns the ace. That'll be her third. That's the team's third, her first. The Bruins take a lead for ever so briefly as they give it right back on the service here. Fargo Davies, Fargo South, EDC Volleyball state qualifying match here. Service. This will be for South. Middle guard, one-on-one, Lockway in the back, off the net with Horner, pushed over by Derringer then. Fargo South backs another way. Here's Dalby through the slide. Horner outside here, Seiler for the tip across. This one is going to be underneath the net, and the point is awarded here to Fargo Davies. 6-5 now for the Eagles here in this EDC Volleyball tournament. It's been a good brand of volleyball so far in this contest. This will be out of play service here now for Davies. Both teams a little bit more making some early mistakes that we didn't see so much in the first and the second set, particularly from the service line. Here comes Fargo South now with Emma Dalby. 8 kills so far, 2 aces for Dalby. This will be in the middle. Derringer, that'll be down the line, and Derringer earns the kill. 7-6 lead now for the Eagles. Still to come on our post-game show whenever we get to that point. We'll name you our Enbridge Energy Player of the Match. Also our RDK Enterprises either feature play or players of the match as well. And we'll hear from some of the particulars in this one. That's all coming up on our post-game show, so make sure you stay tuned a little bit later on. Outside here, Derringer through the block for the kill here for the Eagles. Derringer now has 4 on the afternoon, making an 8-6 lead here for Fargo Davies. Service upcoming here for the Eagles. Little running jump serve that's going to go short. Fargo South quick push. This one will come across in on the hit by guard. Horner, middle, Seiler, tip, covered by the Bruins. And Fargo South will have to get this one over as they do with guard. Backs on the way, bump to the outside here. There's Derringer over the tip. Fargo South then with Nina to the near side. Genevieve over the double block for the kill. Guard now in double digits with kills here, and Fargo South will regain the serve. Service on the way here for the Bruins, and Jackson, the 5'7" senior setter. Fargo South coming into this match has won 9 of 11, while for Fargo Davies, they've won 5 of their last 7 matches. Eagles outside here, able to handle the tip. This one be tied at the net by Hawley and pushed over them by guard on the third. Horner coming up middle here, Derringer with the tip over. And now for Fargo South, where will they go? Outside guard down the line for the kill. An 8-8 contest here in set number 3. Guard with her second kill of the third set. And this is going to be our third tie of the third as well, as the Bruins will come on here to the service line with Jackson. Madison Jackson will come on to serve here for Fargo South into the back. Seiler, this would be Langang, and then able to get volleyed over on the third. Bruins, middle, big hit on the way by Malo for the kill. Tegan Malo now has 4 kills here, and she's got a kill in every set so far here for Fargo South. The Bruins inching closer to their first state tournament appearance since 2014 if they can finalize this win here against the Eagles. Horner outside here, this one up and over for Olsen. Now at the 10-foot line, guard with the power tip and the kill here to make it 10-8, and a timeout on the floor will break with them. Guard now has 12 kills to lead the floor here for Fargo South in this third set. It's 10-8 Bruins on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm Carrie Hepper. Rodeo takes confidence. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
As we come back here, time on the floor by Coach Carolyn Olson, talking over with her team right now, understanding the situation. It's win, and you still have your season alive here. Just today you lose, and your season is officially over here in 2022. Timeout here by Coach Carolyn Olson on a 10-8 lead for Fargo South. So Fargo Davies will have one more remaining. The Bruins up by 2. 15 points at this particular juncture away from earning the win here today against Fargo Davies. This one will come with Horner to the outside as Derringer able to get it over the double tip, pushed quickly by guard. There is Langang, middle, Horner outside here. Mackenzie Olson with a nice spot here for Olson. And that'll be the tip kill, and coming across on the opposite side now will be Fargo Davies to the service line with Kayla Seiler here for the 5'9" junior. As Seiler will come on here for the Eagles to the service line. This one in the back. Fargo South set up middle here. Malo with the big wide, but kept alive here by the Eagles. To the outside now, it's going to be guard blocked at the net. Guard 10-foot line here, gets it over. Then on the third, a chance for the Eagles to use it. Derringer for the tip in the middle here. Fargo South coming up. Malo off the block. Langang is there. Horner outside on the way. Paginante cross court. Guard keeps it going with her left fist. This one tipped on the way and eventually won by Fargo South and Malo. That was one of the better rallies that we've seen here in this match, and it goes to Fargo South here up by 2. Service on the way here for Fargo South with Genevieve Guard. As the running jump serve will come into the back left corner. Davies middle on the way. Derringer over that double block. A sprawn attempt here by Jackson to keep it alive, and guard hits it over on the third. Fargo Davies outside. Paginante. Hawley is there for the dig in the back, and at the 10-foot line here is guard in the back. Off the net is Horner, and the point will be awarded to Fargo South. The Bruins can smell it here in the third. 12-9 edge here for Fargo South. Service upcoming here for the Bruins, as this one will come across here with guard. Service on the way. Fargo Davies here. 10-foot line bumps it over outside. Paginante over the double block for the kill for Fargo Davies. So Fallon earns her sixth kill here of the set. Just haven't seen a lot of miss hits for Fargo South here from top to bottom for the majority of this match. They've been awfully tough as the number 2 seed in this tournament throughout the season, and in this match here against Fargo Davies. But Davies trails it by 2, looking to get something brewing here in the third. Horner, where does she go? Comes up middle, Lockway through the double block. This one kept alive by the Bruins. Into the middle here, going the other way is going to be Malo with the kill. Malo now has 6, and it's Fargo South at 13-10 with the advantage. Service on the way here for Amelia Hawley for the Bruins, as Hawley will come on here. This one will be short, unable to get over the net. Service here on the Bruins. That's maybe one thing that has bit them a little bit now in the third. That's their third service error. Service upcoming here for Fargo Davies with Mackenzie Olson. Fargo Davies with 5 aces compared to 3 so far for Fargo South. Olson to serve. Bruins coming up middle here. Blocked at the net was blocked at the net was Emma Dolby. Lockway part of the block party there for the Eagles. As you had not 1, not 2, but 3 Eagles there forming the triple block. Serve upcoming here for Fargo Davies. This one comes across into the back. South backs it on the way. This one going to be hit out of play. Point awarded here to Fargo Davies, now at 13 apiece. Tied at 3, tied at 4, 6, 8, and now 13 here in this third set. Service upcoming here for Fargo Davies. This will be with Mackenzie Olson, the 5'9" junior. Set number 1 and set number 2, Carbon Copy scores 25-21 Fargo South. Set on the way for Jackson Dalby through the triple block. This one comes the other way and has to get one over on the third is Fallon Paginante. This one outside now, Abel over the double block. Langang is there. Fargo Davies outside Paginante for the tip and kill. Fallon now has 7. Point here to Fargo Davies at 14-13. And now with the double and triple block going here for Dalby. I wonder if we'll see a tip on the way in the next couple of opportunities for the Bruins. Service here by Olson, and that's going to be an ace. Olson earns her first ace. Fargo Davies leads it by 2. 6 aces as a unit now for the Eagles. Service will continue from Olson. Olson with the serve. That one will be into the middle. Guard is there. Coming up here. There's the tip by Dalby. There's the adjustment after the double or the triple block. Where do you go on this chess game? And Fargo South earns the point. Dalby now with 9 kills, and Fargo South with a chance to tie at the service line here for the Bruins. As Wachala will come on. Horner to the middle here. Lockway blocked at the net, and that'll be out of play, and Lockway will get awarded the point here for the Eagles. Lockway ties it up at 15 apiece here. Service upcoming for Fargo Davies with Fallon. Fallon comes on. This one comes to the net. Joust at the net, won by Seiler and the Eagles. Make it a 17-15 score here. 17-15 again. Fargo Davies leads it by 2. Service on the way the other side. Fargo South will come up to the middle here. And that'll be a tip here for the Bruins. Nice tip by Dalby now. Back-to-back times. We've starting to see that a little bit more here. That's going to be the chess match between these two teams. If you're going to not go one-on-one with Dalby and you're going to put 2, if not 3, it's a 1-point edge again here. Make it 17-15, excuse us, here on our scoreboard. Seiler with the tip. This one will be coming up down into the middle. Dalby with a big right-handed swing, and there's point 16 for the Bruins. So Dalby and Guard both in double digits with kills, and Olivia Abel is one away to join that party as well. So 17-16 here. Fargo Davies serve on the way for the Bruins is short off the net, but there's the ace. And now it's a 17-17 contest. Majetic there earns the ace. That's her second of the day, and she'll continue to be at the service line. This one comes across service here on Fargo South. That's their 4th in this set alone, and Davies leads at 18-17. Service on the way here for the Eagles. This will be with Lockway into the back, tied at the net. Joust Jackson unable to get this one over on the hit there for Fargo South as Emma Dalby, and it's the Eagles now leading it by 2. 2-point edge here for Fargo Davies, trying to get it to a 4th set here in a state qualifier. As Lockway continues to serve. Jackson, this will come in the middle for Guard. Lockway in the back for the dig. Horner outside on the way. Seiler with the big rip and the kill. And a timeout on the floor. Seiler earns her 6th kill, and it's Fargo Davies that leads it by 3 in the 3rd set. Take a quick timeout. We're back after this for more EDC Volleyball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hey, what you doing?
Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we come back here, Fargo Davies leads it by 3. Timeout on the floor by Coach Peyton Wingleitner here for the Fargo South Bruins. Fargo South won set 1 and set 2, 25-21, 25-21. Both teams with one timeout remaining here in this third set. The Bruins looking for the closeout, where Davies looking to get to the fourth and keep their season alive here in this EDC Volleyball tournament. Service on the way here for Lockway. This will be back left corner. Magenic there for the dig. Backs on the way. Dalby. Lockway with the dig. Horner outside on the way. Seiler cross score for the kill. Kayla earns her 7th of the match, and Davies now 4 points away from taking the third set, up by 4. Lockway continues to come to the service line. This one will be short. Middle on the way. Dalby back left corner in for the kill. And the Bruins will go the other way here to the service line. Service on the way here for Dalby. As this one will come across. Fargo Davies high into the rafters here. Volleys this one over on the third with Langang. Fargo South, middle, Malo, tip blocked at the net. And getting that block is Derringer. She's got a couple so far here today, now with 3. That's resulted in a point for the Eagles, and Fargo Davies 3 points away from staying their 2022 season, keeping it alive. Service on the way for Horner. This one into the middle. South outside with Guard, one-on-one, and Guard wins that battle. Down the line, she's got 14 kills here for Fargo South. A 3-point edge for Davies, but more importantly from a Bruin point of view, a chance to cut into this deficit here with the serve. At the line is Madison Jackson, the 5'7" senior. Eagles, they'll go outside, up and over, into the net. Point awarded here to the Bruins. Again, both teams with one timeout remaining in this set if they want to take them. South fans would definitely come alive here if Fargo South can earn this point with a chance to tie that on the next. Jackson, Seiler, Horner to Seiler with the tip back left corner. A really good spot there for Kayla. She's got 4 kills in this set alone, and the Eagles now are 2 points away. Service on the way for Fargo Davies continues here for Seiler. As she will come on here. This one will be in the back left corner. Fargo Davies with the bump. Magenic able to get that one over on the third. Set up outside here. Paginante. Nia is there. We're going to have a net violation here on Fargo South, and Davies will earn the point at 24-20. And there's a timeout on the floor potentially here for Peyton. Nope. Just getting some more instruction, but 24-20, and it's a set point opportunity for Davies. This one into the net by Seiler, and the Bruins still with a chance here in the third. 24-21 Eagles. Service on the way here for Fargo South with a Genevieve Guard. The Bruins need 3 straight points here, bare minimum. Horner goes middle. Derringer blocked at the net. Off the net, and that block will come to the middle here for Malo. Malo with the point now, 24-22. Bruins back to serve. Got 1 out of the 3 that they needed. Now can they get this second with Guard back to the service line? This one will come across. Hit over, and that'll be out of play. Now 24-23. And we'll see if Coach Olson calls a timeout. And she's going to wait for it right now, or she'll take it. Timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. Fargo Davies up by 1 in the third set of this state qualifier, 24-23, here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Fargo Davies with the timeouts for Coach Carolyn Olson. They will have 0 remaining, 24-23 after a couple good serves by Genevieve Gard. A block at the net that resulted in points for Tegan Malo. Fargo South with a chance to tie here now in this third set at 24 apiece as Gard will continue to go to the service line here for the Bruins. The Bruins looking for their first state tournament appearance since 2014 if they can come back here in the third set. Horner outside on the way, Paginante, and that'll do it for set number 3. The Eagles still have life here in 2022. The freshman Fallon Paginante now with 8 kills. Set number 3 goes to Fargo Davies, 25-23. The fourth set, and our set recap is coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Due to the increase in cost of materials, cost of labor, and general inflation, plus the storm weather threats that we have in our region on a daily basis, many homes are not insured properly. Most families' biggest asset they will ever own is their home. We need to make sure we have it insured for enough. Inflation, cost of materials, cost of labor makes us work to stay on top of this. Usually the difference in premium is dollars a day to increase when needed. We get updated costs of goods and labor from area builders to input into our computer program that calculates an accurate replacement cost. With the weather in recent years, it is just scary with how many more frequent disasters are now than even 10 to 20 years ago. We need to adapt and make sure all our properties are protected because we live in the Midwest and deal with many of these scenarios.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nb.gov/confident.
I'm Trace Tisburn. I'm confident on the stage, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
As we come back here for our set recap, Fargo Davies and Fargo South in the first 2 sets combined for 3 service errors. In the third, they had 7 combined. Fargo South with 4 of them. The Bruins with 4 aces right now for Fargo Davies on the opposite side with 6 aces right now. The Bruins led by the 14 kills of Genevieve Gard and the 12 by Emma Dalby. Fargo Davies led by the 8 of Saylor and the 8 of Paginante here for Fargo Davies. Set 1, set 2, Bruins 25-21. Set 3, Davies 25-23. So we'll go to a 4 set here in this state qualifying match. Still to come after the conclusion of this match will be Red River and Fargo North. Joe Morgan will have the call for you on that one about 25 minutes after this one wraps up. And then we'll get to the EDC Championship match featuring West Fargo Cheyenne and the West Fargo Packers that is scheduled to get underway again at 3 o'clock or 25 minutes after the Rough Riders and the Spartans match comes to a close. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you. Thank you very much for tuning in to high school volleyball here today on YourLiveEvent.com and throughout this weekend. Make sure you patronize those sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to be here on this Saturday morning, which this started, and now we get to the afternoon in a volleyball match that started at 11:06 earlier today. As we get underway for set number 4 with Hawley, this will be into the back. Fargo Davies to the outside here, Paginante with the tip. This one comes with Hawley with the bump to the outside now is Abel cross court, and Seiler is there. Middle set up, Paginante cross court, Abel. This one gets over by Dalby then on the second. There's Horner with the bump outside, a hard aggressive tip by Paginante, and the point will be awarded to Fargo South after 4 hits at the net. So the Bruins take set number 1 here, or point number 1 here in the 4th. Serve will continue here by Fargo South into the back. Davies with the bump to the outside here. Paginante tip kept alive by Hawley. Good pass. This comes middle. Dalby for the kill. Emma Dalby now with 13 in this match. A 2-love lead here for Fargo South. A reminder that this broadcast has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association for this tournament game. Fargo Davies will get it to the outside here. Paginante off the block for the kill. Fallon. Be fun to watch the next couple seasons here. Only a freshman now with 9 kills here for the Eagles. Service on the way here for Fargo Davies. What's at stake for Davies? Well, they've made it to state's 10 consecutive seasons here. On the opposite side, what's at stake for Fargo South? Their 23rd state tournament appearance and the first in nearly a decade since 2014. And we'll see if we have a violation. We will. This will be on Fargo Davies. And the point will be awarded to Fargo South now at 3-1. 3-1 edge here for Fargo South as they will go to the service line, as that'll be with Wachala. Marissa will come on here into the back, dug up by the Eagles. Coming up middle here is Lockway, back right corner, and a good placement there by Lockway. She's got 6 kills now here for the Eagles. Service on the way for the Eagles. This will be with Fallon. As Paginante will come on here for the serve into the back off of Hawley. Chasing it down is Jackson. This one joust at the net, won by Seiler, but a better dig by guard. Here's Dalby again, and the point to Fargo South. Dalby really coming alive here in this fourth set, and she's got 2 kills so far for the Bruins. So right now you got guard and Dalby with 14 kills each here for Fargo South. Service on the way for the Bruins. Majenik on his serve. Horner set up outside here. That'll be Seiler with the tip. Getting out of the way is Dalby of Jackson, and able to get this one over is Nina. Coming up middle here for Lockway into the back. Hawley with the dig. Bumped over at the 10-foot line to Genevieve Guard off the top of the ribbon, but it will be out of play, and point is awarded here to Fargo Davies. It was hit on the near side of the post, so that'll be out. 4-3 now for the Bruins. The first match between these two teams earlier this season went 5 as well at Fargo Davies on September the 27th. South won that match after losing in set 1. They would win set 2, lose in set 3, win in set 4 and set 5. Once again back at Davies. This one high into the ceiling, and Lockway able to get it over, but that'll be out of play. Point awarded here to Fargo South now at 5-3. After Seiler had that one up and almost hit the ceiling here at West Fargo High School, if it did not trim it at least, as Dalby will continue to come on now for the Bruins at the service line. As she does, this one will come middle, hit up by Derringer, cross court, out of play, no touch at the net. And it's Fargo South now with the early advantage, doubling up Fargo Davies. Bruins have led wire to wire so far early in this fourth set. As coming on will be Dalby here for the Bruins. This one to the back right corner. Horner outside on the way. That one's going to get tipped over. Fargo South now will set it up outside. This will be Genevieve Guard. Langang is there. Horner volleys it to the outside. That's going to be off the block with Seiler. And a point here with Malo. Block that's resulted in a point now. It's 7-3 here for Fargo South. The Bruins taking a 4-point edge here in the fourth. Service by Dalby continues. Back right corner off of Paginante. This one will come middle for Seiler as she pushes it to the back left corner. Coming up middle is Malo for the tip. Horner is there. We're going to have a net violation here on the Eagles. 8-3 Bruins here in the fourth set. Fargo South trying to respond after losing in the third, 25-23, to try to close out the Eagles here in this EDC Volleyball State Qualifier, but instead it's a service error here on the Bruins. Their 6th of the match. 8-4 now is going to be coming up here for Mackenzie Olsen to serve. In for Horner on to serve. This one will come now to the outside. That's going to be Guard over the double block in for the kill. Guard now with 15 to lead the floor, and South regains the serve up by 5. The Bruins with the win will end up being the number 3 seed here in the East. If Fargo Davies can mount the comeback win, Fargo Davies would either end up being the 3 or 4, barring the outcome of our next match between North and Red River. This one hit down the line, pushed, and trying to tip it over is Guard. Unable to do so, point awarded to Davies. Out in the West, it's Jamestown, it's Bismarck Century. In the WDA, Century has made the state tournament 19 of 20 seasons. Here for Century, they've made it to state, and they'll do it again here after getting to the WDA championship. This one unable to get over, 4 hits, and it's the Eagles trimming into this deficit now by 3. West Fargo, Cheyenne, 5 straight years they've made it to state now. The West Fargo Packers looking for a three-peat in the EDC championship later tonight, and they've made it 5 of the last 6 years, and that's an ace. Into the back, a little bit of a delay call, but in there for the ace regardless, and now the head official is going to say it was not. So we did have one official on the side say it was an ace, but the head official overturns it to say 10-6 here, Fargo South. So that'll be a service error here on the Eagles, as now Guard will come on and serve into the back. This one, Paginante looking to push it over, but that's going to be a double hit, and it's the Bruins now at 11-6. Service here for Fargo South, as they will come on now with Guard, who's had herself an Enbridge Energy Player of the Match performance as she goes short. This one will go across the side of the net. Jackson backs it on the way. This one will get over by McCool there on the third. Coming at the 10-foot line, pushed up and over. Covered nicely. This one for Fargo South now will have to get it over with Guard as they're able to do so. Horner outside, fouling, going to the back, and that'll be out of play. And a 12-6 lead here for Fargo South. Bruins have seen their lead here again from wire to wire so far as they're nearly halfway home in this fourth set. Service upcoming by Fargo South to Seiler. This one by Horner, able to tip over on the second. Jackson at the 10-foot line, and we'll have a double hit here by Fargo South. Point will be awarded to Fargo Davies here now at 12-7. Service on the way for the Eagles will be with the libero, the junior Langang here, the 5'5". This one to the opposite libero, and Hawley. Dump opportunity over for South. This one into the backset on the way for Olsen with the tip. Fargo South here. This one will be with Abel cross court off the almost the front of the net there with Lockway. They were able to get it over, but out of play on the hit by Fallon, and Fargo South will take the point now at 13-7. Service here will continue now for the Bruins with Hawley. The Bruins 12 points away here in the fourth as Hawley will come on. 10-foot line for Horner, set up Lockway, double block at the net, and that'll go with number 5, Emma Dalby. 14-7. Right now it's Fargo Davies looking for a spark. Otherwise, we'll get to our post-game show in a matter of moments here. Fargo South can continue to play the way that they're playing right now here in this fourth set. Hawley with the running jump serve. This one into the back. Fargo Davies backs it on the way. This one off the double block. Seiler tries to get this one over, and they do somehow with Olsen quickly on the offense. This one tipped on the way by Abel. Langang bumps it up to the outside. Paginante able to go up and over on the block. Outside now for Abel, looking for that double-digit kill. That'll be out of play, and the Eagles will be awarded the point. Fargo Davies at the service line now with Mackenzie Olsen here for the Eagles, trailing it by 6. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in this fourth set of this state qualifying match in the EDC. This one will be into the back. Fargo South. This will be Dalby with the big right swing. Olsen down to a knee for the dig. In the back row is Seiler. Coming to the net is Jackson. Pushes it outside. Abel. Seiler is there. This one joust at the net. Won by Dalby and the Bruins. Dalby is a one-woman wrecking crew, and we have a substitution now with a 15-8 advantage here for Fargo South. Service on the way here for Wachala of Fargo South. Horner with the bump, outside Fallon for the tip down the line. Fargo South will use it here. Dalby off the block for the kill. Dalby and Gard with 15 kills apiece now for Fargo South in this match. And there's the time on the floor. We'll break with them. South leads by 8 on yourliveevent.com.
The American farmer has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Columbia Grain and Agronomy is here to help on every acre with the highest quality products and expert local service. Contact the agronomy centers in Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273. Columbia Grain and Agronomy, committed to cultivating growth through a diverse mix of products and expert knowledge. Contact them today and make the most of every acre. Call Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
As we come back here after the timeout by Fargo Davies, the Eagles here will have Paginante hit one into the net, and the Bruins are now 8 points away from getting a state. Coming up on our post-game show, again, we'll name your Enbridge Energy Player of the Match, RDK Enterprises Feature Player of the Match, and we'll also hear from some of the particulars in this one. Fargo Davies set up middle, Lockway, big hit through the double block. Kept going here by Fargo South. Outside is going to be Abel. Now it comes here for Horner to the outside. Paginante for the tip, unable to get over. 18 now to 8 here for the Bruins. And the Bruins looking to close this one out in the fourth set and get to win 26 of the season. Horner one-on-one, and Dalby is going to earn that one again at the net. Emma Dalby's just had herself a mighty fine set with 3 kills. She's earned a couple of blocks at the net that's resulted in points. 19-8 for Fargo South here in the fourth. This one will come across, and that'll be out of play on the service there. For Fargo South, that's their 7th of the match. And now for Fargo Davies, trailing at 19-9 here. They will go to the service line with looks like Fallon. With this result for the Eagles, if it stands at this point, they would finish with 19 wins, 15 losses on the year. And they would go 0-2 against Fargo South this season. Paginante off the ribbon for the ace. Fallon, that's going to be her second. The Eagles have 7 aces here today. Service on the way here for Fargo Davies, with Fallon will continue. This one in the back, Hawley there with the dig. Fargo South backs it at the 10-foot line. It's Dalby for the kill. Emma Dalby now with 16 kills to lead the floor, and another assist on the way for Jackson. Jackson again nearing the 2,500 mark for career assists. Surpassing 1,000 assists yesterday was Emma Dalby here for the Bruins. Serve on the way for Fargo South, and the Eagles need a side out, and they need it quickly. This one will come now for the Bruins. Off the slide is Dalby, cross court, and Seiler able to get this one over, but out of play. Point awarded to Fargo South. The Bruin faithful can smell it here on the near sideline, trying to avenge 8 years of unable to making it to state and a state qualifying match yesterday. This one in for the ace. Fargo South got to a state qualifier last season, came up short. Back to a state qualifier this year, and they want to leave no doubt. 22-10, Fargo South. McJennick will continue to serve. Horner there with the bump. This one will be with Seiler as she has to bump it over then on the third. Jackson set outside guard, and will have it out of play through the block. Point here to the Bruins at 23-10. Guard now with 16 kills here for Fargo South. 23-10 here for the Bruins. This one will be shortened off the net. Service there on Fargo South. Fargo Davies with 3 seniors on the roster, and Horner also with her is Derringer and Mia Miller. will be quite more than likely facing their final match here of their career in this EDC tournament. Dalby with the tip, kept alive there by Horner. Outside on the way will be Seiler, up and over on the third. This one pushed outside. Gord one-on-one for the kill. Gord now with 17 kills. Dalby with 17 kills. They became a law firm throughout the season and today as well. Service on the way here for Fargo South and match point, and looking to make it to state for the first time since 2014 for Fargo South with Dalby on to serve. This one will go down the line at the net. Here is going to be Horner outside Seiler. This one up into the ceiling. Jackson set outside. Gord through the block, and the Bruins have done it. The Bruins are heading back to state with a 3-1 win over the Fargo Davies Eagles. And Gord with the exclamation point with their 18th kill of this volleyball match. 25-21, 25-21, 23-25, and 25-11. Fargo South earns the 4-set win here over Fargo Davies. The Eagles finish 19-15 on the season. The Bruins improved to 26-8 and will be the 3 seed from the East going to the Bismarck Event Center next Thursday. Our post-game show is coming up next.
The Fargo South Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Fargo South activities. They're grateful for the current corporate sponsors, Gate City Bank, Craftwell, Midco, and First International Bank, for their continued support. The mission of the Bruin Booster Club is to support students' ability to participate in all kinds of South High activities, while promoting school spirit, encouraging parent and community support for the Bruins. There's still time to become a member. Check them out on Facebook or search the Fargo South homepage for more information.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney Wing in the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah, Melody, and staff are proud to promote the local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Check out Mindak Market this holiday season to find the perfect stocking stuffers and samples of ready-to-go collections to ship. Stop by the store or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
As we come back here, we'll get to some of our post-game sound. Also, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy player of the match in this one and more upcoming here. Fargo South and the Fargo Davies Eagles South wins this one 3-1 here today in this EDC Volleyball State Qualifier. Congratulations goes to the Bruins as well with the win. Tip of the cap to Coach Carolyn Olson and the Fargo Davies Eagles. 10 consecutive seasons in which Fargo Davies have made it to state. That streak is snapped here for Fargo Davies, but Fargo South with a tremendous job earning the win here as we get to some of our particulars in this one. First, let's get to our Enbridge Energy player of the match here in this volleyball match. Enbridge Energy tomorrow is happening right now more than ever. The world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. Visit tomorrowison.com. That's tomorrowison.com. The 1-2 combination of Genevieve Gord with 18 kills, Emma Dalby with 17 kills in this one, 35 kills in total for Gord and Dalby. That's our 1-2 combination here for our Enbridge Energy player of the match. And also we'll get to our RDK Enterprises as standing by in a moment. We'll hear from Emma Dalby as well. But our RDK Enterprises feature precision player of the match here, the 1-2 combination of Olivia Abel with 9 kills. She did a tremendous job. Madison Jackson in the back with assist after assist after assist here as well for Fargo South. We'll take a quick break. We'll get to our post-game show as we continue after this on your live event.
Thunder Seed has over 4 generations of experience in the field. Through innovation, technology, and hard work, we put farmers first by providing high-quality products. We pride ourselves on developing quality soybean, corn, wheat, and corn silage seed for dealers and growers across our region. We are invested in being your partner throughout the full cycle of your harvest. Thunder Seed, first in the field, family-owned, and farmers first.
As we continue here on our post-game show, joining us now is Emma Dalby here from the Fargo South Bruins. Emma, congratulations on the win. What does it mean for this program and for you as a senior for the first time since 2014, this program making it to a state tournament here, Emma?
It means a lot. We've been grinding all these years, and we're just so happy to be in state, no matter what placement.
1,000 career kills came yesterday. I know you got another teammate there, Madison Jackson. She's inching closer to a milestone with 2,500 career assists. What's it been like playing with her as a setter during your time as a Fargo South Bruin?
It's been amazing. Our connection is just really good. I know when I get on the court, I can get set, and it's going to be perfect.
And for you, it seemed like early Olivia Abel was finding her rhythm. Genevieve Gard came out with a blistering first set. When you can sprinkle that in as well, how dangerous can Fargo South be next week entering state?
Really dangerous. When we're all on, it's deadly.
A final thing for you here, Emma, before we let you go. Just ultimately, at the end of the day, it's been a grind throughout this season. You guys were close. You were here last year at a state qualifier. What does it mean for you specifically as a senior to get over that hump and know that you got at least 3 more matches with your teammates, with your coaches, and this coaching staff here in 2022?
It means a lot. We are all family, and so just being together and being able to grind out these last couple games is going to be, amazing.
Emma, thanks so much for your time. It was fun in the middle spot with you and Lockway going back at it, and congratulations and best of luck next week out in Bismarck. Emma Dalby with us here for the Fargo South Bruins as they pick up the win over Fargo South. Fargo Davies as they pick up the win here. We'll continue on our post-game show after this.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Congratulations again goes out to Fargo South. They will be the 3 seed from the East entering the state tournament, and they will play at 7 o'clock on Thursday night in Bismarck against the number 2 seed from the West, which will either be Jamestown or Bismarck Century. Fargo Davies finishes with a 19-15 overall season. Fargo South, for the 23rd time in program history, is making it to the state tournament, and for the first time since 2014 with the win. Still to come, Red River, Fargo North. Joe Morgan has that call for you next. In about 25 minutes will be the opening serve, and then the championship with West Fargo, Cheyenne, and West Fargo. After that, Davies goes 19-15 on the season, but it's the Bruins advancing with a 3-1 win over Fargo Davies. On behalf of Joey Hughes, I'm Chase Miller. Joe Morgan has the next match for you when we return here on YourLiveEvent.com.